I'm struggling to find the empathy. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about migrants, asylum seekers, illegal aliens, whatever you want to call them, in Chicago being kicked out of the police station where they were temporarily living. Now, this comes as no surprise to me. You can't just treat the police station, Chicago O'Hare, or any other place as a homeless shelter. At a certain point, you got to go from point A to point B. And unfortunately for a lot of these migrants who have little kids, babies, pregnant, and everything else, point B might just be outside in Chicago in the very, very, very cold weather, snow, rain, wind, whatever kind of weather they have going on, they're going to be exposed to it. Some of them have tents like you might see in Los Angeles, but obviously these tents are not built for this ridiculously cold weather. Now, before I go any further, let's get into a video of what's happening so you're able to see their living conditions. And for a little bit more context in the situation, if you want to see this video in full without my commentary, link as always will be in the description. If you're on IG, visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
We begin here at 10 with breaking news. Migrants who were staying at the 5th District Police Station say they are spending the night outside in frigid temperature.
They tell us they were forced to leave and take their belongings with them. CBS 2's Maribel Gonzalez is live in front of that police station in Pullman tonight. Maribel.
Yeah, that moment was caught on camera and then sent to us. The migrants that are here, as you can see behind me, right now are setting up their beds outside, some of them without a tent, just sleeping on the floor in the cold temperatures. You can also see some of them going in and out of the station lobby, but they tell us they're not allowed to spend the night there.
This is not a game.
Video sent to CBS 2 appears to show an officer from the 5th District Police Station in Pullman telling migrants staying in their lobby to leave.
I want everybody out the station, out this lobby, all this junk out of here.
Junk?
All the junk out of here. I mean, look, people might see that and say, oh, how heartless. They got little kids and everything. I do feel for like the babies because I don't think they asked to come across the border and into the United States trying to find a way around the whole system. Oh, I'm seeking asylum from what? From being rich in Ecuador, wherever you come from. But anyway, I feel for the little kids. But the adults, I mean, hey, you guys decided to come here and you can't just live wherever you want to live. Find somewhere to actually be. And if you can't, maybe you should go back to your country of origin and live where you lived before.
Referring to their belongings. Volunteers who work with migrants here telling us this comes after some of the asylum seekers were taken to a shelter Tuesday. According to them, those who didn't go were told by the officer they could no longer sleep in the lobby despite the frigid temperatures.
Now, one thing about it, I covered this story or another story related to the Chicago migrant crisis, and some of them are able to go to churches and other shelters because of a fund that they have. But obviously, not everyone was able to go, or maybe not everyone wanted to go. I don't see why they would not want to leave, but let's keep on going.
Some of the migrants we spoke to say there was no more room for them. Others, like this man, didn't want to stay at a shelter. They say this feels like retaliation for staying.
Okay, so they didn't want to go. See, that's what I'm saying. They didn't want to go. Now they got all their stuff just outside of. That's crazy. You don't want to go to the shelter? Do you have a lot of choices? I don't want to go there. I want to stay right here. I feel like I'm entitled to stay wherever I want to stay. No, I'm not going to give you any money. No, I'm not here legally. No, I'm not a citizen, but I have rights. This is ridiculous.
We asked Chicago police about this video and if their policy on allowing migrants to sleep in their lobbies has changed. They didn't provide comment, only referring us to the Office of Emergency Management and Communications. We're waiting to hear back from them.
I don't know for sure, but this is what I heard.
Okay.
That they got kicked out.
After hearing the migrants might have to spend the night outdoors, volunteer Jenny Leal and her sister scrambled to find an apartment where some of them could stay. They were able to take in 4 migrants tonight.
A harsh break for them, you know. They're out here in the cold. And
now be careful with these migrants because do you know these people? I mean, you have no idea who they are, where they come from, what they did in their previous country. Be careful. All right, you're taking in total strangers from the street. I would never do a thing like that. I don't care if they're migrants, citizens, or whatever. Hey, if I want to help someone, maybe I might donate to a charity. Hey, you want some old clothes, shoes, coats, hats, jackets, whatever. Okay, that's fine. I'll donate that to a Goodwill, but I'm not bringing you in my house. No way, Jose.
This shouldn't be. This shouldn't be for anybody. We serve the homeless in Chicago, too.
The migrants say they want work permits to be able to move into their own places. And although they say they're thankful to the officers who've allowed them to stay here so far, they say the way they're being asked to leave and stay out in the cold is inhumane.
No nos pueden tirar como animales afuera.
Now, starting tomorrow, a network of 17 churches citywide will be taking in around 100 migrants into their spaces, providing them with temporary shelter. Volunteers here tell me this could be one of the reasons why the police stations are asking the migrants to leave.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's one reason. But the main reason is you guys were offered a place to be and you declined it. So, okay, you think you could just stay here? You're in the police station temporarily. And they say, okay, cool. Now, come on, guys, let's go over here to the shelter. I don't want to do that. Okay, well, check it out. If you don't want to go over there, you can't stay here. So take all this garbage and go outside and see how you like that. Now, I have another video about the same situation. I'm going to show you how they're living. These tents and whatnot, I'm going to show you what's going on there. Let's check it out.
A heated city bus is their only reprieve for just a few hours each night. Despite the promise of a large base camp and more shelters, single male and female migrants worry once again they'll still be the ones out on the street.
A biting winter wind shears right through the gaping holes.
Look at this. Do you see this? I mean, these are the kind of tents you would see, like I say, San Francisco, Los Angeles, in a warmer place, a place with better weather. This is Chicago, Illinois. The windy city. Like, if you ever felt cold and wind, that wind will pierce right through your soul. You have on a triple fat goose coat. You have on layers. Man, forget about it. You're going to need a lot more than your basic normal winter weather gear to be outside at this time. You might end up freezing to death in something like this.
Of plastic draped together in the form of some sort of habitat. We tremble from the cold. I don't have anything. And yet for hundreds of men and women like him, soltero says they're called, singles, arriving alone from the border, the cold is inescapable. I would like to go back to Honduras because this didn't serve me in any way.
You know what? That might be that might be a great idea. I'm glad you're able to realize what's going on. Okay, I'm sure it's nice and warm in Honduras. I know that it's a lot colder in the windy city of Chicago than it is in your native country. So you might want to go back that direction. Just maybe. I'm saying.
Came here and I'm living worse than I did in my home country.
So if you're seeking asylum and you're living worse than you did in your home country, obviously the place where you are seeking asylum is not what it was supposed to be. Is it about asylum? Obviously not. It's about just trying to get into the country and get money and send it back to your country of origin, or just to come here and become prosperous. But I think you picked the wrong place to go. And maybe, just maybe, you should go about the process the legal way. But I know me saying that is kind of like I'm a sucker, right? I'm the idiot. I'm the moron, because why would you do things legally when the illegal or the back doorway seems to be a lot more efficient?
Their best hope is hand warmer deliveries and wellness checks from volunteers like Lydia Wong.
The fact that there was not shelter space available for people who's in some districts have been waiting months, stuck there waiting. Families come and go, and single men, single women continue to be there.
Truckloads of gravel are starting to arrive at the lot at 38th in California to finally begin building the long-discussed winterized tent for a migrant base camp. According to the mayor's office, construction is being delayed in order to continue cleanup on the lot that has long been known to be polluted. A spokesperson for the mayor said in part, mitigation strategies are ongoing and anticipated for completion by the end of this week, weather permitting. The city is confident that the property will be suited for the purpose for which it is being used. Not far from there, this former CVS at 27th and Pulaski will be the site of yet another shelter.
The goal, hopefully it'll be up in the next 2 weeks and have a space and a place for people to be.
For these men, that likely means weeks more huddled on the sidewalk with the guarantee that asylum-seeking families get any free space first.
So if you are an asylum seeker, you're a migrant, you're going to get free spaces first. So does that mean that you're competing with regular homeless citizens that live in Chicago, veterans, perhaps elderly, senior citizens? Is that what I'm hearing, or am I hearing something wrong? Either way it goes, that's what's happening right now in Chicago. Winter is upon us, and these little tents right there ain't going to do a thing for you. They're not going to do a thing for you when that snow falls. Imagine snow on top of that. When you be in there collapse, you be in there crushed like a can, like a beer can. But as I close, I want to say this. Maybe, just maybe, Chicago isn't the place to go if you are trying to, like, be homeless. And maybe the greater thing here would be to come to the country the right way rather than trying to go through the back door, and maybe go to a place that makes sense for you and your situation financially. Maybe have some housing set up before you get there. Maybe have a friend, family member, a job, something like that, just maybe. But I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your take on the asylum seekers going to Chicago, going to the police station and getting kicked out because they refused to go to the shelter when they were requested? Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. I have no sympathy for these single adults that go to a place like Chicago and then wind up almost freezing to death. Little kids and whatnot, the babies, I feel for them because they didn't ask to be here. It's not their fault that they're here. Their parents brought them. They have no choice. But the adults, I mean, that's on you. You came here. You want to try to go through the back door. Now you're outside in 0-degree weather with biting wind and rain and snow and everything. Hey, it is what it is. You get what you ask for. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.